Our next speaker is Douglas Craddock. Douglas is from the Department of Educational Leadership, Policy, and Technology Studies. The title of Douglas's talk is Story Untold.
I am Douglas Craddock Jr. from Abbeville, Alabama. My dissertation title is A Story Untold. I'll be looking at African-American Vietnam veterans from the state of Alabama and really looking at their story from an oral history narrative perspective. My dad was in the military. He's actually a veteran of the armed service. He served in the Army for 20 plus years. After doing Fort Benning, we did his basic training and he moved to Germany. He went into the military as a very young man, 18, 19 years old, from a small town of Abbeville, Alabama, and got to see a lot of the world. There's a lot of benefits that really came from my father serving in the military that he passed along to us. For example, I was able to use a GI Bill, and as well as my older sister, my younger sister. But my dad hasn't taken, I guess, advantage of that opportunity yet. I don't think because he doesn't have a desire to, but he sees kind of some of the education that we've been able to obtain through the years. And I think that matters far more to him, with us getting the education than probably for him moving forward. The Vietnam War effort came from a conversation between myself and two African-American Vietnam vets really led me to this study. We were talking, I go to the rec about 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning, a very diverse crowd. Remember, in particular, you have kind of your older statesmen, I guess you can say, kind of the wiser men that are kind of up, working out and going throughout their daily routine. And within our conversation, we began to talk about first the movie Selma. As we began to talk, they kind of expressed upon me the idea of while they were fighting a war in Vietnam, they were much rather than fighting a war here within the United States or here within Alabama, and really talking about their struggles internally, kind of what they went through in Vietnam, but also here. And I thought, wow, that'd be an excellent study from oral history narrative to really bring their voice alive, allow not only them, but others to kind of express themselves in regards to their history and their narrative about the Vietnam War, particularly in Alabama. We're in a time that conversation is needed and dialogue is needed as well as understanding. And then through that, maybe we can kind of end this war talk and really talk about peace, maybe.
Now, who would ever thought a conversation within the confines of the Student Rec Center will have me here tonight? Now, this conversation I'm referring to occurred between myself and two African-American Vietnam veterans. Now, what is profound about this conversation are two thoughts that they impressed upon me. One, 50 years ago, 3 African-American males may not have the opportunity to have had a conversation at the rec center. And 2, the double V mentality. Coined in World War II, it was victory abroad, but also victory at home. And in saying that, they had a reflective desire to not only have fought in Vietnam and won, but fought here in the state of Alabama for the right for civil rights. Now, within that you see is an oral history narrative in its own right. Now, you may ask yourself, what exactly is an oral history narrative? Well, oral history narratives provide a voice for the voiceless. What it does is allows individuals such as you and I that want a part of a particular time to embark upon a journey and see it from a modern day perspective. See, my story, your story, our story, and in particular their stories, all have a place in history. Now, see, these oral history narratives begin in 1944 with the Service Readjustment Act, better known as the GI Bill. Now, what this bill did was open up the doors of higher education like never before. And in doing that, it was a universal approach. But in practice, not so much. Many individuals that still want to attend higher education institutions didn't have the opportunity to do so. See, over 2.7 million men fought in Vietnam. And of that 2.7, 20% didn't have a high school diploma. So I'm not necessarily focusing on the Vietnam conflict, but more so looking at the outcomes from the war. One specific thing is education attainment. The amount of education that was obtained from those that fought in the war. And then secondly, dishonorable discharge. It was the act of being removed from the military for criminal or immoral acts. Now, who deemed what was moral or unmoral is kind of up for you to think about. But within that, we have the civil rights era, a very critical part of time here in the United States. And when you begin to connect education attainment, dishonorable discharge, and the civil rights movement, you begin to see the type of historical narrative that can come from these stories. Now, if I don't leave you with anything else tonight, I want to leave you with one thought. We all have a story. How will it be told? I suggest using oral history narratives as a voice for those stories. Thank you.
I actually had the opportunity to see a 3MT competition in England, and they did it in the pub. Yeah, so a little different upstairs in the pub, upstairs they did it, and downstairs in the pub. So I think it really prepares you for jobs, prepares you this, allowing individuals to kind of see what you're doing, the type of work you're doing, because when you're in a PhD, people are like, oh, you're just in school forever. But it really allows you to kind of show your research and the work you've been doing.